Anybody owns a property is a millionaire.
200%.
Too early. Way too early. Food brings people together.
What do you think about Disneyland in Orlando?
When Disneyland started in Orlando, I bought some properties. You miss one bedroom for $1 million. I miss one bedroom for $100,000.
That the casino is coming to Ras Al Khaimah.
I made 200%, but I sold them too early.
Today, we are going to discuss Abu Dhabi real estate market from international real estate perspective. New rules like Madhmoun has come to Abu Dhabi, and this is making Abu Dhabi real estate market is more and more transparent. And today we have a special guest that we invited. This is Alireza Memar. 47 years of real estate experience. We are happy to be here with you today. We had 5 days with Ali on our course on a certified international property specialist, and we decided that we need to invite you and discuss Abu Dhabi real estate from a global real estate perspective, because we saw so many different countries and how real estate is performing and how the laws and legislation works there. So today we have an opportunity to discuss it together. And my first question is going to be how an investor can define that the real estate market is mature.
There is basically no maturity in market anywhere in the world. Market keeps changing. It never matures. We have a buyer's market, we have seller's market, we have flat market, but market never matures, especially in market like Abu Dhabi, because majority of people are not permanently living here. You're talking about the country and the city. 90% of people are foreigners. Statistically, 8 to 9% are local Emiratis, and everybody else comes here to work from a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years and move. So there are a lot of people moving in, and a lot of people moving out. So the market keeps changing. It depends on how many new development comes in, and most importantly, how many buyers you have. As you see in your market, majority of buyers are the same pool of people. So in order to get people, more people, you have to change the market. You cannot mature the market. Market not be matured, but it will change. The buyer will change. The sellers will change. Developer will change. Developer will change their ideas, and the plans that make depends on who's buying. As we were talking this morning on the way here, you have people from UK coming, so they have a different view of investment. They have different view of floor plans. So everything changes. It just doesn't mature, but it keep changing and keep evolving and keep getting better.
When an investor chooses to invest in international real estate and they're choosing between, I don't know, Australia, maybe Singapore, UAE, what makes them to choose particular country?
Well, at the end of the day, it's all about money. It's all about the dollar sign, as we say in US. They calculate how much money they make and how much of it they get to keep. That's the most important thing. That's the end line for every investor, how much money they make and how much money they get to keep. Obviously, you don't have income tax in UAE, so that's a plus for your market. But there are so many other factors to attract the investor to a country. For example, is safety of the investment, safety of, as we say in US, title, safety of a home ownership, how much a guarantee of a title you have, how safe physically the country is. And one of the most important thing for the investor is ease of travel. How easy they get to the destination that they make an investment. You have a great location when it comes to the world. You're smack right in the center of the planet. So there's ease of access is there. But the other side, negative is very hot. You have 6 months summer. So for the investor coming here, these are all the factors they calculate to come and invest. But at the end of the day, it's all about money.
That's very important that you highlighted safety. Abu Dhabi is number one. It's the safest city in the world, according to Nambio Index. And also you mentioned about direct flights. I have a question about it. I see some investors that are choosing the destination based on the flights that they have. For example, they live in Dubai and they'd like to invest in Cyprus because we have direct flights. But is this the key nowadays when we have snagging online that we're doing for our clients, everything is online, property management is online. Do you think that the perception of purchase should be changed as well?
Being online is a good thing, but the human in nature needs that feeling of the face-to-face feeling, the human touch in everything. And the fact that I'm sitting in New York, and I think if anything happens to my investment property, I have to take 2 or 3 flights to get here, it just bothers me. That's the human nature. You cannot change that. ChatGPT or any other things will not change the human nature. It will change the human behavior, but it doesn't change the nature. Naturally, I want to be to where where my investment is as soon as possible and as easy as possible. And that makes a lot of difference. As if you remember past few days in the class, I mentioned that we have a huge number of Chinese buying in Florida. And the largest Florida's investment sites are Orlando area and Miami area. But because there's a direct flight to Orlando, you see more people buying in Orlando. Is a factor that you cannot get away with. You should always realize that fact that ease of travel is very important for investment.
Actually, we have 2 of the top 3 Middle East airline, which is Emirates and Etihad. Etihad is in Abu Dhabi, Emirates is in Dubai. And I'm pretty sure that if you miss a flight from Abu Dhabi in Etihad, the next flight in Emirates can be for you. And it's only 1 hour away.
I understand it's 1 hour away. You calculated that you're sitting here, you get on your car, you're 1 hour. But you don't calculate me flying from New York 14 hours, then getting off the plane, waiting for my baggage, getting my luggage, getting out of the flight, out of the airport, getting in a taxi, and driving here, then driving to the hotel. These are all factors. It is for the international travel. Is not one traveler is not 1 hour. Is 3 hours. So it is not a matter of 3 hours. I get in New York on a flight and get off in Abu Dhabi, and 15 minutes later I'm where I'm supposed to be. That is it. Because, if it was an hour, 2 hour flight, it was different. But when you fly 14 hours sitting in the airplane, for the person like me that walks many miles every day, it's very hard to get off and get on the car and drive again.
I'm pretty sure that the flight attendants are trying to keep you on the seat as much as possible.
Always the case.
Always the case.
Always the case, yes.
I want to see also some reasons that can stay behind the investor mind to invest in one country or another. So I really was impressed when you said that people are buying in London just because of the prestige. Because sometimes an investor can buy in one country not because of the return on investment, but rather to have some prestige. And I feel like Abu Dhabi is also going to be something that a property in Abu Dhabi is going to be also a prestige, not only investment, because we are getting high returns here. But that's going to be something like apartment in New York, apartment in London, apartment in Abu Dhabi. What is your perspective on it?
Oh, definitely. Me personally, if I'm investing in UAE, and my choice will be personally Abu Dhabi. And it's not because of the prestige only, because of the lifestyle. Lifestyle is very different in Abu Dhabi and the other Emirates. No disrespect to all of them. I like them all. I travel to all of them. But the prestige, the safety is all over. But the lifestyle is very, very different in Abu Dhabi than the rest of the Emirates. And that's a factor. At the end of the day, the lifestyle sells. Lifestyle is part of the reason people purchase properties and rent properties.
Absolutely. And I feel that Abu Dhabi is more family oriented, and investors should also keep that in mind when they're choosing a property, because maybe they should target 2+ bedrooms in the future, because families are going to come here. And I see families moving from Dubai to Abu Dhabi as well. But let's think about the reasons that people choose the apartments. It's not only about sea view sometimes. And there is some kind of cultural also aspects when we choose an apartment or a villa for investment. We should always think about the end user who's going to buy it. And I heard a story of someone who refused to invest in an apartment. That number was 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven is basically a convenience store number. So what other aspect we should keep in mind if we're thinking about international end users and investors who's going to come?
Right. That's a great question. And well, when you build as a developer, you have to build something that everybody buys. Direction of the property is important. If you look at most of the countries, directions are when the builders build, they're east to west direction. Hardly ever you see north and south direction, because you covered all those people who believe in this method of living, that they always do east and west. So and the numbers are important. Obviously, you cannot tell the municipality don't have number 8, for example, but that's part of the numbers. You can't change that. But a lot of investor believes on numbers, believes on the direction, believes on what they see from the window of their apartment. There's no way a developer can build a building that covers all these things. But you have to try to cover as much as possible. Especially you got to look at who's coming and who's buying. That's very important. You have to know your market. Who are the buyers? Advise a lot of developers in my area of work in New York and New Jersey. When the developer start the plan, even before they go in and planning with the architect and engineer and get a permit to build, they always get advice of real estate broker, because real estate broker is the person who knows who the buyers are. And that's how it starts. It starts from real estate. In some occasion, we pick a size of the rooms, number of the rooms, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms. Even we pick the colors, because we know who the buyers are. It's very important to get advice and consult with a real estate broker before you start building, because you have the money, you have the land, but they have the experience. These are the people who are selling your property, so you definitely get their advice.
Definitely, you're in the front line dealing with these people, so you obviously you have all the profiles ready.
That's correct.
But honestly speaking, for about the numbers and the 7-Eleven, we see like some people having that demand for these projects, like specific units in this project. But at the end, everything sells off.
Everything sells off.
If it's a 1 day or 2 or 3, at the end there is a buyer for everything.
Absolutely, 100%. If I've been repeating this for 47 years, there's always a buyer for everything. And as a real estate professional, it's your job to find that buyer for each one of these units.
Definitely. I totally agree.
And that's why not only developers should consult with the real estate agent, but also the investors before they go to the developer. They should ask, who's going to buy my apartment from me? Who's going to rent it from me? And I remember you also said that if there is a mountain view, people from Asian cultures, they will not buy it because it feels like the mountain is blocking the fortune. And I thought about it. Somebody's going to say, I will buy just a mountain view, and I will get so many requests. But if your customer profile is Asian buyers, you will not get it sold. So that's why it's very important to understand who is coming, especially in markets where the vast majority of population, they are expats. It's important to know. I have one more question about the quality of finishing. We know that the price depends on the quality, and for some nationalities, it's really important to have the highest quality of finishing. But we see that the prices, they are different. So you can pay less, you can invest in a lower quality, or you can pay the highest amount for the highest quality. But at the end of the day, how both properties will perform in terms of rent and sale?
Well, it all depends of the location. Location, as we say in U.S., only important thing, there are 3 important things about real estate is location, location, location. Is where in your building in the medium income area of any city, you build based on those. So you cannot build ultra luxury in the medium income because you can never sell it. So it's where you're building and the location you're building and the buyers, the wealth, how much money they have, and the lifestyle you build based on their lifestyle. So if you're building, for example, in Yas Island, you definitely build differently than you build in Deira, Dubai. Totally different market, so totally different build. In US, we have this grade, the buildings. We have this grade we call builder's grade. Everything is in the middle of market, everything, doors, finishing, floors, they're all builders grade. Then we go lower grade. When you're in the area, our buyers are, for example, for 2-bedroom apartment, are $500,000. You cannot go luxury with that because you won't be able to sell it. So it's all depend on the end user.
I've seen that a lot of developers here in Abu Dhabi now are introducing branded residences. And they are partnering up with high-end brands. What do you think that would be the impact on the market, and would it attract different criteria of buyers and tenants?
Oh, that's a question that I would never be able to answer because I don't buy anything branded myself. People now are crazy about the brand. You see the ladies having, holding a purse, this brand and that brand for a few $1,000, which for me, it makes no difference if there is a brand, is not brand. It's a lifestyle. As you remember, we've been talking the past 5 years at the class, the world is getting smaller and smaller. And the behavior of the human being is becoming the same. If you go to Mall, Yas Mall in Abu Dhabi, you go to Dubai Mall, you go to American Dream Mall in New Jersey, which is the largest mall in the United States, and any other malls, you see the same brand, same products, same behavior. You see the teenager walking, talking exactly the same. If I take the name of the country, you wouldn't know which country they're from. World is getting smaller because the information is traveling faster than ever. Something happened in this part of the world, immediately, less than 30 seconds, everybody in the other side of the world knows what's going on. So you cannot get away with this, and branding is one of the things, Mm-hmm. Oh, I live in Ferrari apartments, for example. That's a brand that they have their own attraction of different people coming in, And
all the Ferrari owners are gonna buy there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a legacy.
Yeah, that's a legacy. You see people driving, walking in the street with the Mercedes hat and Mercedes keychain, for example, or any other brand of cars or anything else. So it's just becoming a trend and becoming
it's like a
point of sell.
Loyalty to the product.
Absolutely, and it's becoming a point to sell for the developers.
And also, for example, hotel branded residences. When we travel, we are staying at 5-star hotels and we enjoy the service. We got used to it. Why don't we have it at home every day? Private chef, private dining, pet grooming service. What else we have in this? And you can have it all at your branded residence.
Right.
And that's really amazing. It's also one of the points. It's sometimes by the brand, we see something different. It's about service, about the lifestyle.
Yeah, it is. Actually, it's a great point. Sometimes you buy the brand not because of the brand, because you know what it is. You know what you get. For example, in the way we're driving here, the hotel that I'm staying, I know anywhere in the world I stay in that brand of hotel, what I get. So I don't even have to go check it before I go book it. I know what I get in this brand. So it's very easy for me traveling, as of yesterday, I lived in a hotel room for 72 days this year, and it's not even finished. I still have 4 months to go. So I usually between 90 to 100 days living in a hotel room. So I have to be comfortable because, this 1/3 of the year, I'm staying in hotels. So I know the brands. I pick that brand because I know what kind of service I get and what kind of room I get, what kind of pillow I get. I know all of that. It's very important, not because of the sake of a brand, because of the lifestyle.
It's high standards worldwide.
Absolutely.
The same that we have Noble branded residence coming, we have Mandarin Oriental Hotel coming as a branded residence, and Four Seasons, and it's all on Saadiyat. We are not only going to have culture, 6 museums, we are also going to have branded residences, and that's really amazing. And I love that about Abu Dhabi, that we have this opportunity to have the highest quality, and we know what to expect because we know the brand.
That differs Abu Dhabi from rest of the Emirates. Just branding it itself becomes a brand haven, basically.
We want to be number one now in the branding section. Yeah. I saw a news recently, 3 days ago, by Adrik, that Madhmoun has been introduced to the market. Over 50,000 listing was removed from Property Finder, Bayut, all the aggregators with the listing services. And I have seen that also ADGM is following Adric as well.
Absolutely.
And what do you think about this move? What does it bring to the market?
Well, the first and most important thing brings to market is transparency. Transparency in a market that attracts investors, attracts end users, and makes the investors and the end user comfortable to be in a market because they know that they have a safety of the investment. And one thing that will be the next step, obviously, in Abu Dhabi market and hopefully in rest of the Emirates. I have inside information that the rest of the Emirates are already, 2 of them are signed with Madhmoun and the others are coming. And as of today, everybody in this business in Emirates in general, Abu Dhabi included, are working for themselves. Developers working for themselves, real estate brokers working for themselves, and the consumer is out there not knowing what's happening. By bringing the Madhmoun into the market, training the real estate brokers, for real estate broker understanding what is their actual job, which is protecting the consumer in the market.
Protecting their buyers and sellers, protecting their clients.
Protecting their buyers and sellers. Once that is set in the country as running smoothly, you will attract many more investors, and you create the equal housing opportunity for everyone. The market's going to be clear, more transparent and cleaner. When after Madhmoun, obviously this is the first step of Madhmoun. You know that Madhmoun MLS is coming, multiple listing service, and that makes the market more transparent and easier for everyone to transact.
I have seen in the last couple of years that I have been in real estate in Abu Dhabi that a lot of my buyers or even the sellers, they are just asking about what's the current market price today. And whenever they go and see the listings, and they don't know which one is the real one, which one is the fake one, which one is the old one. And even my buyers, like once they reach my listing, which is a true listing, but once they reach my listing, they already have spoken to 10, 15 real estate agents. They are so tired, they are so frustrated. And the first phone call, like the first 1 second in the phone call, he's like, is it available? Like he doesn't even say hi. He just say, is it available? If I say yes, he would continue.
Yeah.
You know?
Obviously, is for lack of data. There is no data. I'm surprised even when there is a mortgage, if someone's getting a mortgage to buy a property here, how would the property appraisals would get the value? Because there is no data. How do you do that? You know, lack of data is the most the worst thing in this market. Lack of data. Obviously, Madhmoun is going to bring the data. For the first time, you're going to have data. You're going to have things to compare to. Right now, me as a buyer, go any of these property portals. So many fake listings, as you know, Madhmoun cleared over 50,000 of them, but there are still a fake listing there. Not as many as they were before, but once you have, as a broker, it will be mandatory for you to use the system and have a correct data, then fake listing automatically go away because they don't have a place to be anymore.
We have multiple listings now with Madhmoun, but we have seen that some of the owners, they find it a little bit difficult for the first, because, you know, like it's like a swap, right? Like it's like a change in the system. It's like a new era basically is happening right now. And some owners, they are finding it a little bit difficult just to get onto the system. Some of them, they are thinking, why should I register in Madhmoun? Just sell it without advertising for it.
Well, the thing is, the reason for this is lack of understanding, a lack of a knowledge about how a system is supposed to work. If you go back to U.S. market, we had MLS system.
MLS is
multiple listing service, which Madhmoun is one of them. MLS has started in late 1800s. So entire late 1800s, entire 1900s until 1995, there was no internet.
People were using
the printed books, looking for the property was available on MLS systems. In US, we have 600 MLSs in the country. In US, is a normal part of life. When you get up in the morning and you see there is no milk and egg in the fridge, nothing comes to your mind but the supermarket. You just go to the supermarket because that's you buy your grocery, right? In US, it's part of the culture. When you want to buy and sell, your source is MLS. You don't even think twice. If you tell a U.S. person there are countries outside the U.S. they don't have MLS system, they don't believe it because it's part of a culture, it's part of a life. So the market is going to change. Obviously,
change is always good.
Growing pain, there'll always be a growing pain. When something changes, people get uncomfortable. This is going to fix the market. It's a good thing coming to Abu Dhabi.
I think that life always finds a way. Definitely,
absolutely.
And I'm sure that the new MLS system will even be helpful for real estate brokers because basically that they will be helping each other. One person will represent the buyer, one person will represent the seller, and now the broker who represents one of these sides, they will work for their best interest.
Absolutely.
It's will also bring transparency to the market and will do more agent-to-agent deal or cooperation between agents and a brokerage.
Absolutely. Today, all the brokers are fighting to get the listing. So there's a competition to get the listing. There is no cooperation. Majority of the brokers that have the listing, they do not cooperate with the other agents to sell. They want to sell their own listing and make the money, right?
They are hiding it.
They're absolutely
and
hiding it.
And how they going to sell it with hiding it? It doesn't make sense to me.
What's a Madhmoun comes? You don't have to fight with each other. You have to compete with each other. Instead of competing with each other, you cooperate with each other. You start working with each other. Agent has a listing, and rest of the people have opportunity to bring the buyer to sell that listing. So everybody makes money in a different way, in a more civilized way. Instead of competing, they work together. It's very simple. It's about cooperation.
I really admire UAE government for investing so much time and efforts to make the market healthier, transparent. That's really impressive, and this is a very healthy trend for investors as well. I want to see how will it affect the buyer?
Well, it definitely will affect the buyers positively. As you say, I admire Abu Dhabi. As you know, I'm working with them directly. This is the third year we're working on this issue, and hopefully by end of the year everything will settle, everything will be done. But at the end of the day, buyers are the winner of this system, because buyers, even as of now sitting here, have no representation in transaction, and the buyer get a correct, well-needed representation in order to be more comfortable coming to Abu Dhabi market and purchasing property, knowing they have representation, they're knowing that someone cares about them, someone works for them.
What about the seller?
So the same thing,
Will they get more capital gains?
Oh, definitely.
Really?
Definitely. Actually, the sellers, once the market is clean, is transparent, is like a well-oiled machine working, everybody benefits it. The sellers don't have to worry about who's going to buy my property, who's going to represent me.
So this is the right time to invest in Abu Dhabi?
Absolutely, always.
Always like this. According to Hanley & Partners, 9,800 millionaires are projected to migrate to UAE in 2025.
Right.
Do you agree that this is going to be a long-term trend?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. But I'm just going one step further. I'm talking about billionaires, because today, millionaires in Abu Dhabi, anybody owns a property is a millionaire.
Definitely. The average ticket price is like...
average ticket price is about $1 million. So, definitely, you will attract more and more people for the lifestyle.
So this is the trend for wealth migration, and UAE is going to be in the top 3 for a long term.
Yeah, for the long term, absolutely.
What affects the decision? What do you think?
Location, obviously. Safety, this is the important thing. The safety is the most important thing for the human being. I want to praise the government of UAE when the pandemic happened. So that means that rulers, the government cares. And that's what you want. There were countries in the world a year and a half into the pandemic didn't still have vaccines.
Yeah.
So
it was also for free. It was available everywhere. We had even, I recall, there was even drones cleaning the streets at night. They really care about the safety of everybody.
Yeah, it was safe. There was no shutdown per se. I mean, we had countries like New Zealand and Australia shut down for 18 months. So it is important. Safety of anything, safety, physical safety, financial safety are very, very important.
Currencies also pitch.
Safety of currency,
dollars.
you know, your money is dollarized. So your currency is always safe. If you remember, I was talking about a country that I'm traveling from here. You know, every time I'm in that country, whatever money I have, when I get to the airport, I spend it all because I know the next time I go back, the value goes down. But here, I still have the coins that, you know, dirham, 1 dirham and half a dirham from 20 years ago. The value is the same.
It's the same. You don't need to check how much is the currency rate today. It's always the same.
Always the same. I don't have to find for sarraf here is cheaper than that there. I just go and make an exchange. It's done.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. That's very important.
And some investors, they make mistakes. They see the big capital appreciation of the apartment in one country, maybe, and the currency is not stable. And that's why they see this capital appreciation. But apparently, compared to dollar,
Why?
the apartment is not appreciating that much.
No.
So it's very important to check the currency of the country you're investing in.
Yeah.
100%.
A banking system. I was actually very surprised. Yesterday, I needed to send some money, and I initiated the transfer on my phone in the morning before I go to the class. At noontime, I received the message that the money was in my account in New York. This was the first time I did this, and I was very surprised because usually money transfer international takes 3 days to happen. So the banking system is working. There is no tax. Is the safety of investment, is this human safety, is the physical safety, it's family oriented. You have everything you want. You know, I always say, if you could have had more cooler weather for 2 more months, I would definitely move here.
I'm sure that they are working on it. they will implement something, maybe like more cloud seeding or something different. Maybe they will bring another iceberg next to us. I had a phone call with one of my investors from one of the countries and or the continent, let's say, and they told me that we cannot sell our property because of the new income tax, because they need to pay money for their capital gains as well. And also the process in other countries is taking sometimes like couple of weeks, and sometimes it goes to months and months, and sometimes you don't know when you're going to receive your money. You don't have an exact date. What I like here in Abu Dhabi that we know exactly when the seller will receive their money, or approximately in the same week, and we already know it from the day that we sign an MOU. And I see like all of these rules and regulations that the country is giving peace of mind for our investors. And as you said, when Madhmoun comes and it's fully used by everyone, I believe that even more and more buyers are going to come, as you said, because they will be represented properly now by the real estate broker. And this will even raise the prices higher and higher because we have a shortage of units.
Yeah.
Especially in Abu Dhabi.
Definitely.
Especially.
Some countries, I know exactly which country you're talking about. And that's not the only one. There are several countries that you invest that end of the day, almost 50% of your income, your profit goes to taxation. And no matter what you do, for example, I mean, I love U.S. I live in U.S. for 42 years, and I wouldn't probably live anywhere else in the world. But I'm considered senior. I'm 67 years old. My kids are 35 and 41 years old. I don't have anybody in school. And I still pay the same school tax that I was paying when my kids were at school. That's it, you know. I have to pay certain, up to 30% of my income to the government, plus the sales tax, everything that I buy. service tax, everything they give me service, these are added to the income tax. You end up, making either 50% or more of what you make in form of taxation, which you don't have here. That makes it more interesting and sought after areas in the world of people to invest.
Absolutely. And I also would like to ask you about the upcoming infrastructure. So you know that the casino is coming to Ras Al Khaimah, and in May we had an announcement of Disneyland in Abu Dhabi. We already see the price increase. And I'd like to ask you, with your big experience, how did you see the infrastructure affected the market prices? And what is the best time to enter the market and exit it?
I had the same question. I wanted to ask him, what do you think about Disneyland in Orlando? What's going to be happening here?
But it's really hard.
Disneyland in Yas Island?
It's funny you said, when Disneyland started in Orlando, then Universal Studio was building. Right between these two, I bought some properties in Orlando.
Before the Disneyland.
How many percentage did you make? I'm just curious. I'm not going to ask you in dollars.
I made 200%, but I sold them too early.
200%.
Also too early.
Way too early.
Oh my God, if we
200%.
launch this podcast, Yas Island will be sold twice.
Way too early. If I had what I purchased at that time, probably will be at minimum 50 times of my investment.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Disney always attracts, especially in good weather. If you have 6 months, I'm 100% sure, because I heard the news when the announcement happened. This Disney is going to be ultra. Disney is going to be different even than other 7 Disneys in the world.
It's going to be the new level.
So I'm 100% sure there will be indoor activities that you can use all around the year.
Of course.
I'm 100% sure of that. If
Especially
they're not doing it,
in the hot weather.
they should come to me and get some advice. That brings people. I mean, even now, as you know, I was standing in Yas Island, not this week, a week before, and in my hotel, there were full of families that were there for Ferrari and Warner Brothers, even in the middle of summer. So there are people still going even in the heat. Obviously, they come, paid attention, realized majority of those families were from the countries of the hot climate. So the heat wouldn't bother them. It is important. There were a lot of Indians. They live in a hot climate, so the heat didn't bother them. And the kids were there, family were there, running around the hotel. But they were there. So obviously, you have visitors even during the summer. But I'm sure Disney is going to change the market once again, just like Louvre did, like Ferrari did, like F1 did. These are all attraction.
I definitely guess that something like Disneyland should come to Yas Island, because all of this infrastructure and the big roads that we see. Of course, we have the Formula One event, and it will be like full people on the street. But I believe that once Disneyland comes, Yas will be different. Definitely.
Oh, we definitely
all
different.
year long. It will be like 365. We'll have people there.
Yeah, actually, just
all of these Airbnbs are gonna come in. All of these new units and new investors as well.
Definitely. I mean, we're as you know, I'm a president of International MLS Forum, and we're planning our 4th annual conference in Abu Dhabi for 2026. And the date will be 23rd and 24th of November. And we're having a hard time finding a hotel because we're very close to F1.
Formula One.
And right before that is UAE's birthday. So we're having, we have the hotel secured, but, it was not easy and it was more expensive than we thought it would be. But we intentionally wanted to have in the good weather so we get more people coming from around the world.
Regarding the Airbnb, and Disneyland is going to be open after 6 to 7 years from now, approximately. So what do you recommend our investors, our as we call them, smart money, or the early investors? I believe that they should start picking up their projects and start preparing their Airbnb units before all the price increase.
I think developers should start building such products that's in the middle ground products and everybody can afford buying it. That should be the first step. Developers start building something in the middle, not too luxury, something affordable, and the investors start investing on it.
We miss all of these prices, like one bedroom for 1 million, one bedroom for 1.1, 1.5. Just like yesterday, we had a launch, and the average price was between 3.7 till 4.3 for a one bedroom apartment, 90 square meter plus minus, and it was hard to get a one bedroom.
Yeah.
But I think that we definitely need different criteria of projects are coming in.
You miss one bedroom for 1 million. I miss one bedroom for 100,000 dirham.
Absolutely. So let's compare US market and UAE market. So Ali has 47 years of experience in the US market, and Alan is experienced in Abu Dhabi market. So we can compare the two countries, right? Maybe like two cities, even New Jersey and Abu Dhabi, for example. So my first question is, will you get a residence permit for investment in a property?
In US, no. No visa is attached to any purchase of a property. There are investment visas, and one of them is EB5 visa, which you can invest on a project. That project could be anything, and one of those anything is building a real estate, like a hotel, like a hospital. Building could be a EB5 project, and you have to register that project with immigration as an EB5 project. And people who invest $1.2 million in some areas up to $800,000, the areas need more development. You can get a 2 years residency, and after 2 years, once you prove that you still have that investment, you get the permanent residency. But it's not about buying property, it's about employing Americans. Part of the condition is employing 10 Americans in that project. It's the yes and no answer. It's possible, but not directly go buying a property, getting visa. It doesn't exist in US.
I got it. What about Abu Dhabi, UAE?
Abu Dhabi, if you purchase a property and you pay 2 million or over, or if your property is ready and the valuation from the municipality is 2 million, you are eligible for a golden visa, and it's for 10 years.
What about which nationalities invest more in New Jersey?
In New Jersey, top 5 nationalities in the US are Chinese, Canadians, UK, Mexicans, Indians. These are top 5 in New York and New Jersey as well.
What about Abu Dhabi?
We have the top 5 is British, Russians, Chinese, Indians, UAE, Emiratis as well.
By the way, I see some people coming from Australia and European cities as well, like Germany as well. So we are going to have diverse, and they're going to compete for the top 5 nationalities, I believe, because of some changes. And this also affecting the local market as well.
Yeah, you see the Australian coming here because they just started investing outside of Australia. This is very new for Australian, and this is because of the new taxations. But you're the closest country for them to invest.
Thailand also, they invest in Thailand a lot, but...
Yeah. But it's still, is a destination. This for Australian come to US and invest, they have as it minimum takes 24 hours flight, a minimum.
Yes.
And there is no direct flight. So
also this still affects the decision of investors.
Absolutely.
And it's almost the same weather as well.
Yeah, very close. Yeah.
What about capital gains tax?
Well, capital gain tax in the US is 25% for investment properties. And there is $250,000. First $250,000, there is no capital gain tax. For the married people, it's first $500,000, and there is no capital gain tax. After that, it's 25% capital gain tax on investment properties.
For UAE, we don't have a capital gain tax, and we don't have an income tax as well.
But what are the hidden fees that you pay?
2% municipality, fee and also 2% agency fee unless it's directly from the developer.
And what are the expenses on a property in New Jersey, for example, service charge?
When you own an apartment building, I mean, yeah, there is a common charges to keep the property clean and working, and there is a property tax. Depends on where in which state you are. The property taxes are different. Obviously, New Jersey has the highest property tax in the country.
I heard everybody likes to live in there.
And on the other hand, New Jersey was announced the best state to raise a family. So it comes hand to hand. More you pay, the better life you get. It's just compare, let's say, Abu Dhabi to the other cities, Emirates, right? You have a better lifestyle. The prices are high. You probably can buy for the one bedroom condo in Abu Dhabi. You probably get 3-bedroom, maybe more in Ras Al Khaimah, right? Or in Ajman.
Don't give them ideas. We don't want taxes.
I'm just telling you, it's a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People don't mind to pay more if they're
people
paying
buy
for the lifestyle.
Absolutely. They buy lifestyle every day. That's what I've been promoting and telling. I mentor the thousands, maybe 100,000 of agents, and I always tell everyone: people buying lifestyle. They're not buying houses. They're buying lifestyle.
Absolutely. Do you have any average price for service charge per square foot?
They're not per square foot. How it works in U.S. is the homeowner association of the building. Always, all decisions are made by homeowner association, not by developer or anybody else. They calculate the budget they need every year and divide it by the apartments. Very simple process.
So it's not about the square foot.
No.
1 bed, 3 bed, the
is
same service charge.
No, it's not the same service charge. It goes per square foot,
per
but
square foot.
there is no preset square foot. It's amount of budget. $1 million budget, and is divided by square foot of the apartment you have. Then you pay your share to keep the building nice and clean and working condition.
How does it work in Abu Dhabi?
A lot similar. So we, as Ali said, it's all about your lifestyle. So it's about like something between 12 up to like 72 dirham per square foot. But it's all depending on your lifestyle, the amenities, the building that you're living in. And as he said, that it's set by the developer, but then it's handed over to the owner association and they can increase or decrease, but there is a little bit of slippage there. It's not like a lot.
In US, as I said, is about the budget, which is determined year before for next year. And sometimes lower, sometimes higher. Sometimes you have to do things. And there are capital saving. Every building has a saving. Part of your fee goes to the saving for the necessary or emergency stuff. One of the buildings near my office, they have the garages are underground under the building. And there was leakage from the front of the property, leakage into the garage a few years ago. They had to spend $4 million to redo the driver and area. So that came from the capital. If they don't have enough saving, then they have to do a special assessment. Let's say we need extra $2 million this year, which we didn't need the next 10 years. So they do a special assessment. Everybody pitch in this much to fix that problem. That's not in the future. It's just for a certain time. So that end of the day is what you need to keep the building working and clean.
And my last question, why would you recommend your investors to buy in New Jersey?
A lifestyle. First of all, in New Jersey, we're right across from New York City, and we're the closest where I live in New Jersey. And entire New Jersey, if you look at a map, New Jersey is parallel to New York, going south and going north. So we're closest to capital of financial center of the world. New York City is financial center of the world. It's the capital of money in the world, basically. And the largest and the most expensive stock market. And New York is, even now with all the attraction Abu Dhabi and Dubai still gets more visitor from the world internationally to come to New York City. And that's attraction. That's the lifestyle that we have in New Jersey. We have a high number of people of New Jersey work in New York City. And we have everything. We have great weather. If you look at every state in the United States has a nickname. Nickname of New Jersey is Garden State. We're green. We have beautiful weather. We have the ocean. Entire New Jersey, on the east side of New Jersey is ocean. So we have the water. We have basically everything we need to have a good. We have 4 seasons, which that's what I love about New Jersey. I love to see snow in my backyard, and I see the mountain on the other side of my house. So we have everything, and obviously we pay for it. Nothing comes for free.
Now we should speak about Abu Dhabi. Why would you recommend your investors to buy property in Abu Dhabi?
We're having 12 months of summertime, basically. It comes cold summer and hot summer. But some days we have like a rainy weather, right? But a lot of people I saw that from different countries, they don't like rain. And they have rain like, let's say, 6 months or 8 months of the year. So for them to come here, it's paradise. Of course, we already discussed safety. But the main idea about why you should come and invest in Abu Dhabi, that you are literally less than an hour from Disneyland. So it's a no-brainer.
Abu Dhabi centrally, it's very important. UAE, you're in the middle of the world. You're close. You're less than 5-6 hours to everywhere in the world, basically. Majority of the population of the world live near Abu Dhabi, which we don't have that luxury in US. We're far away from everyone.
Australia and US, they're like kind of far away from everyone. True. Especially if you have like relatives or you want to go and visit them.
Yeah, and we have no land access beside Mexico and Canada. You have land access to majority of the world.
Definitely. Besides the good weather, also we have the beautiful Persian Gulf. You can see from the coastline dolphins and natural life. Also, Abu Dhabi is the capital. We have the attractions. We have the museums as well. You have the best educational system, as Ali said, the best banking system as well, and healthcare system. The lifestyle on a higher standard than anywhere else in the world, or they are competing to be always the number one. Soon as well, we will have one of the biggest gigantic AI coming in as well, and AI will be free for everyone.
I want to add another thing. Both markets. We have the best food in the world. We have the food of everywhere in New Jersey, New York, and you have the same thing in Abu Dhabi.
That's also very important. It's very
any
important,
kind
by
of
the way.
cuisine you want, you can find it. Food brings people together. And if you think a little harder and normal, you find everything ends with the food. Take the food out of occasion. Now, what do you have to work for? You know, it's not all about the purse and the shoes and everything. At the end of the day, you're hungry.
Very wise words. Very wise words, literally.
Yeah, seriously. Take the food out of your brain for, then see what you're working for.
As you said in one of the days in the course, it's about the soup or a salad, right?
Yeah.
Like UAE and US, they're welcoming all cultures. Everybody here is equal. You all have the same right, and you can eat your home cuisine as well.
Absolutely, you can eat your home cuisine or any other cuisine that you're interested. We're all about a lifestyle. What makes us happy? Where to go together? What to eat together. And that's all life is about. It's not about the competition. At the end of the day, if you remember, the money is a side effect of doing the right thing. Target is never the money. It shouldn't be the money, because money always comes. No matter what you do, money comes. So how you get it is important, but it always comes. And anybody's after money will get it, but it depends on how you get to that destination.
This is the best lesson for real estate brokers in Abu Dhabi. Please listen to this. It will come. Don't chase it.
It will come. Yeah, absolutely. It comes every single time.
That was a very fruitful discussion. Thank you so much, Ali, for coming today. And if you're interested to ask any question to Alan or Ali, you can text us in WhatsApp on this number you see on the screen, and we will help you. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.